It's my life. I love sports. I don't think that there's been a week that I've ever gone without playing lacrosse, except right after my surgery, of course. I've had 2 ACL reconstructions on my left leg.
And what were your expectations for this?
I wasn't expecting to find out that my left leg, or my good leg, my right leg was worse off than my left leg.
Or imbalanced.
Yeah.
Right?
The ratio balance of my right leg, my good leg, is from hamstring to quad is so far off that they're thinking that I could hurt it.
You know, the interesting analysis of the test that they did today showed that her surgically repaired leg, or the reconstructed ACL, really had a pretty good balance on it, but was a third as strong as her good leg. And so the good leg showed that her quads were 2.5, 3 times stronger than her hamstring. So the analysis really was a great test. Not only was it a great test, we now realize instead of putting the good work, all the work on the injured leg, that we've got to put equal or just as much work onto the good leg to make sure that the imbalance doesn't create another ACL tear on the opposite leg that she had redone. So it's pretty unbelievable, this analysis, where we leave here today just after being here only a half hour, right?
Yeah.
Realizing that we got to put as much work on your right leg. Can you imagine?
And you wouldn't have thought of that?
Never. Nobody has. We went to a surgeon called Russell Warren. He's the head surgeon for the New York Giants. He's at the specialty hospital in New York City.
Second in the country.
Handles, not even maybe second, maybe one of the top in the country, along with Dr. Andrews out of Alabama. But this gentleman takes care of multi-million-dollar athletes every week on the field. And no analysis has ever brought it to really on point to show that maybe our good leg is one that we really got to balance out. It's quite an interesting situation to know that your hamstrings are 3 times stronger than your quads are 3 times stronger than your hamstrings. And to make it so you're potentially, it's not a guarantee, but in your ACL prone, you need to get the analysis much tighter to where they're closer in strength. Not to speak for my daughter, but just because I'm her dad, I'm her coach, and I love her more than anything in the world. The truth of the matter is that we're probably going to train for 2, 3, 4 weeks. Not probably, guaranteed we will. And we'll probably be pretty intense because her season begins in 6 weeks, which we'd like to have her ready for it. But we're not going to push her to play until the legs are ready to play. But I think in about 4 weeks of lifting, we're going to go back and do another analysis to have that test done and see how closer we are in ratio.
The second one could have ruined my whole lacrosse career, so that crushes every dream and goal I've had. So making sure this doesn't happen again is my top priority.
This analysis and tool today that the gentleman developed is really, I don't want to just say cutting edge, but it's thinking outside the box. And when you start thinking outside the box is when you start creating something that can be used throughout the United States, throughout the world. She's tough as nails. Yeah. As a matter of fact, for breakfast, I tend to feed her a bowl of nails. And then sometimes I put a little sugar on the nails, only once in a while after a good training session.
Yeah. Awesome. More sugar on the nails.